I was completely out of control. When you think about gambling, you think about slots, you think about casino, online games that give you an instant hit. But I was a sports bettor, and sports betting doesn't give you that instant hit. It's delayed gratification to an extent because you have to wait for the outcome of the result. But for me, placing a bet and having to wait hours in some cases for the outcome of a result, it was too much. I couldn't wait that long, but I wasn't a casino player, so I stuck to sports. It was what I knew. So my solution to this was in-play betting. What I would do is I would go into the bookie that I was using at the time. I go onto the in-play section and see what matches in sports and any sports at all were happening in that moment. I would find a match that was right at the end of the game, and we're talking like 85th, 86th minute onwards, and I would find a winner, someone who was winning and their odds were extremely short, let's say anywhere from 1.05 to 1.1, and I would stick every single penny I had in my account on that team to win. 5 minutes later, I had the money in my account, and I would repeat this over and over again. And because it's all in play and it's all time pressured, I would have no time to look up who these teams were and why they were winning and what the likelihood was that they were going to be winning at the end of the game. So God knows what I was betting on. We're talking Russian 3rd Division, Czech 2nd Division, amateur Brazilian matches. It's insane. And the odds would be what they were because the team would be winning 1-0, so there's still a slim chance of the other team coming back in those final few minutes. And I would build my bankroll up and up and up by doing this. But then because I had no idea who these teams were, a lot of the time it was the wild favourites were losing and they were pushing and pushing for an equaliser or to come back. And a lot of the time they would end up doing it. And then suddenly I'd lost all my money, or I was chasing my losses, and then I'd deposit again and try and play the same cycle where I'd bet on these teams to try and increase my bankroll to what it was before. And I'd end up just chasing my losses. It was pure desperation. And thinking back on it now, I feel that adrenaline. My heart is racing. It's making me feel so anxious to think that I was just so desperate for my next hit, for that next potential of winning money, that I was doing this insane thing where I had no idea. There was no logic behind the bets I was placing. I was completely out of control. So this video is just to give you an insight into what a degenerate I was. I had no idea what I was doing a lot of the time. I was just placing bets for the sake of placing bets in the hope that I was going to become a millionaire. I was completely deluded. I know I'm going to get comments on this saying you're an idiot for placing a bet like that, but then there are going to be a lot of you who resonate with this. And if you do resonate with this, I hope you can take inspiration from my story and get help.